In this video, I'm going to pay homage to one of my online students. Well done to you, Matt. You have shot your PB. You've broken 80 for the first time. Now, Matt has been a long-term Skillist subscriber with myself, probably for the past maybe 2 years, and I've seen him go through numerous PBs, but the ultimate one for him was to break 80, and he shot a 78. And he shot a 78 with a couple of doubles in there as well, but he had a couple of fantastic birdies along the way. So what he's really doing now is improving his game consistently well, because he's hitting more greens in regulation, and that's been the driving force behind breaking 80. Looking through Matt's SHOTSCOPE stats, it's something that he's massively struggled with. Two things he's massively struggled with in the past: hitting fairways, not losing golf balls. So his driver was long, he's a fast player, but he can be really erratic, and we've managed to kind of hone that down. Maybe feel like he's taking some distance off. He's not really, he still carries it about 275, but actually hit fairways, hit semi-rough. Doesn't matter about fairways, but hit semi-rough, keep the ball in play. The next step from there, get this ball on the green or really, really close to the green. And that comes with better ball striking. And in today's video, we're going to be talking exactly how to do that from 150 yards. Matt had a tendency to get his golf swing just going a little bit high and a little bit long. He'd get the golf club going a tiny bit inside, but nothing too crazy. But then from here, he'd create an awful amount of lift. So the lead arm was much steeper in terms of angles compared to his shoulders. His right elbow would then become quite what we call a flying elbow. Then on the downswing, because he was so fast anyway, he's a typical player that wants to get faster, so he would turn and get the golf club stuck on the outside. And he would not only be not good enough in terms of direction, wasn't good enough in terms of ball striking. Ball striking will improve your direction because you're going to have better face control. If you can get a little bit of turf interaction just after the ball, improve your angle of attack, the downward angle of the golf club hitting the ball, you're going to have better face control generally as well, okay? So what we worked on with Matt was actually just trying to get this lead arm parallel to the shoulder line, okay? So I gave him the feeling that his left wrist was going to work towards his right shoulder. That gave him the feeling that he was swinging it shorter, but he wasn't. He was still turning the shoulders at 90 degrees. He was still turning the hips at 45 degrees. But where he was now was much more stable. His body weight felt like he was a lot more centered. This left hip didn't move too far out here. He didn't extend his posture upwards. So he was able to hold his posture throughout the backswing while still rotating full. He didn't lose any speed, although he felt like he lost speed. He felt like he lost power and distance. He didn't. He just started to move more efficiently. And by being able to maintain posture in this backswing, he was able to start then compressing down onto the golf ball, but more from an on-plane position. So the feel we had for him to do the first drill was to get to the top and pause, and then hit down from there. I've just thinned it and it's gone in the water. If I'd have struck it perfect, it would have stayed short. It's painful, isn't it? These golf tips can be expensive. So we got him to the top of the backswing, and then he would come back down and rotate through. That's a better one. So he just got the feel. He actually took a lot of patience, but I got him on the range with a 9-iron, hitting 60 yards of carry, according to my SHOTSCOPE LM1, and just getting used to that feel, because then from the top of the swing, he was able to feel this tight feel. But then on the downswing, you know what he got? That felt like compression. Second ball there to me was compressed, okay? It doesn't have to be at 100 miles an hour, hitting the ball 180 yards to feel compressed. You can compress a 60-yard 9-iron. Then we started to get the swing moving a bit longer, a bit quicker, sorry. So starting to have a little bit less of a pause, wow, a little bit less of a pause at the top of the backswing. And then we started to see he was able to create ball, then turf, and create that same compression as what he did on that 60-yard shot. What I say to all of my players, if you can't do a drill, or if you can't swing the way you want to swing in slow motion, you've got no chance at full speed. Full speed is basically you trying to create manipulations. You're trying to blag it a little bit, if you know what I mean. If you can't do it at slow speed, you definitely cannot do it at full speed. A lot of players will often say to me, I've heard it millions of times, I can't swing slow. You can't swing slow because you don't know what you're doing, okay? So if you have a clear plan, what myself and Matt had at the top of the backswing of how we wanted to be, how he wanted to feel. He had a mirror behind him on the driving range, or he would get a tripod and take some videos, looking at the feel versus the reel, pausing and then just hitting down from there. He had a plan that he was able to execute. The importance of this top of the backswing is when he got there, because he was so much more centered, because he maintained his posture, he used the ground so much better. So when he just shifted into that lead side, there wasn't a big shift needed. Before, because he got so high at the top of the backswing, he came out of posture. He wasn't using the ground. If anything, he was moving away from the ground. Then on the downswing, you would try really hard to not only get back to his lead side, but to then turn into that lead side. And again, this caused lots of manipulations. Again, like I said, he hits the ball a long way. He could probably hit 170 yard 9-iron, but then on the very next shot, he'll fat it 50 yards because the process and the motion wasn't going to be consistent enough to break 80. We've now got him in a position where he can swing it consistently enough to break 80. The next stage is, how do we break 75? How do we break 70? It's exciting times. Ball striking is the most important thing to help you hit more greens in regulation. You can't just manipulate the club face in terms of direction if you don't have good club face control in terms of your angle of attack down into the ball. So we want to compress down, and as a result, it's going to be a lot easier to control that club face. We're going to be able to hit the ball a lot straighter. Guys, if you're looking for that practice plan, head down to the description below. Completely free of charge. All you have to do is click the link and it is all yours. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.